Here we go, another little road trip. Going to work again. How's everybody this morning, afternoon, or evening? Hey, good morning, Laura. How's it going? Going to work here. Oh, great. That's good. That's good. Okay, it's 6:20 here in California. 41 degrees this morning. It's nice and chilly. I'll be reading the chat afterwards. I'm gonna be driving. I don't wanna be unsafe here. Let's see. In Salinas, California, I was working at Firestone, and I was talking about the different customers we always had. I was talking about this one guy. He was from India, and he was a race car driver. So the race car driver, he'd been back a couple of times, got rims, tires, had his vehicle also lowered. Then he came back one day. He wanted us to put some spotlights like the ones on the top of the 4-wheel drives. And I told him, that's kind of what he wanted to do with them was dangerous. It was kind of dangerous with what he wanted to do. He wanted to do is put them on the bumpers so he could blind people. Because he said that people would have their high beams on, and you flash your lights, and you supposed to lower the lights. But apparently people weren't doing that. They were being jerks about it. So he says, "Hey, I'm gonna get them. He's gonna have some spotlights on the bumper. He wanted them, and he said, I'm gonna blind them." And we told him, "You know what? We can't really do that, because then if you do something, they're gonna say, well, who in the heck installed these on your car? And the thing is, in California, you're supposed to have the covers on the lights at all times when you get off. Like say you're gonna go off-roading, then you take the covers off and you can use those lights." So this guy, and he went somewhere else and they installed them. I don't know who did. He probably, changed his story so that way they wouldn't say no. So he had come back and wanted some tire chains for his car, because he was going. I think he was going to Lake Tahoe. So he goes, I want some. It's the winter time, probably going to be snowing up there. So I got him some tire chains. These new design that hug the tire real good, so you can go a little bit faster. But I mean, you still, I think you probably at the most maybe 40 miles an hour. Nothing faster than that, because he comes back another day and he wanted some other, I think just regular maintenance done. And I see his car, and it's like got a big dent on the side of it. We go, hey, what the heck happened to your car, dude? He's all like, oh, I told you I was going up to Lake Tahoe and it was snowing, so I put the snow chains on, and it only goes on the wheels that have power. It only had front wheel drive. So he's all like, yeah, I put them on there, and I was driving, and all of a sudden I lost control and ended up hitting a tree. I'm like, what the heck? Well, how fast were you going? He's all like, I was going about 60 miles an hour. I'm like, 60 miles an hour, dude, Jesus Christ. And then one of the chains came off. I go, well, yeah, they're not supposed to go. You're not supposed to go so fast with those. They're just supposed to get you out of the snow, And this guy, he wanted to go real fast, And then, and then one time we had a customer comes in, and this person, she's all, you know what? I have a noise in I hear a noise in the front brakes. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, let me see. We usually did free brake checks, So we did a free brake check, and then the mechanic takes it apart, takes the hubcaps off, then takes the tire off, and then as soon as he takes that off, and then he takes the caliper off. Because it needs brakes. He took the caliper off, and the rotor fell apart. I mean, it was just, she went so far into the metal, it just made a groove into the rotor, and wheel fell off, the rotor off, and it came right straight off, and the middle part stayed on there. And then we told her, you know what, jeez, this thing is, your caliper messed up, locked up, needs to be replaced, and you need at least one rotor because the other one was not that bad. So it was no, and then we told her the price, of course it was going to be expensive, and she's like, no, just put it back together again. And go, well, you know what, we can't do that, because the thing is not, this thing wasn't safe. Because if we put the rotor back on, if we put everything back together again, and she steps on the brakes and she goes through and kills somebody, they're gonna come back and say, well, she can come back and say, oh, well, she can come back and lie, pretty much is what it is. So, we told her, you know what, the only way this thing's getting out of here is if you either fix it or you get a tow truck. So she ended up getting a tow truck. I mean, it got towed out. It's like, we can't let you drive it. You can kill somebody and go get the blame. They'll sue our company. And sometimes people they think, no, you can't. So I'll take, yeah, they'll say that, and then later on, oh no, I told them, and they said, yeah, it was fine. In fact, I had that's why we always, anything we'd find, we always ask the guys when they drive the vehicle in, check the vehicle, make sure if there's any dents on the vehicle, if you hear any noise in the engine, anything like that. Because you get a customer that's like, this and that. And in fact, I had this little lady, she comes in, she's all like, yeah, can I get an oil change and a tune-up? And we said, oh yeah, okay, all right. So we're like, okay, so tune-up, 4-cylinder. you know, and then she's all like, okay, thank you. And then when the mechanic told me, he goes, you know what, the thing is making noise, you know. It's like something's wrong, either a motor mount, I don't know, but you know, she needs to take care of that noise, you know, and a tune-up, yeah, and a tune-up ain't gonna fix it, you know, that noise. So you know, we did what you wanted, but then on the paperwork I wrote on there, you know, the vehicle came in with a loud noise in the engine, needs to be, you know, more investigated. And you know, and I told the lady, hey, you know that, yeah, you know, you have a noise in your engine. She goes, oh yeah, that's been like that for months. You know, so I said, oh, okay, all right, so it's been like that for months, okay. So I wrote on there, you know, told customer about noise in the engine, you know, and she said that it's been like that for months. And I told her, okay. I go, ma'am, can you sign here? Because I wrote on there, you know, that your car's been, oh, yeah, yeah, so she signed, you know, that way in case. So she takes off. The next day, her son comes in with her, with the car. Hey, you know, my mom was in here and you guys did a tune-up and oil change, and now it has a noise in it. I'm like, oh, really? I'll go, well, you know, sir, do you have your receipt? He's all, no, I don't have it with me. Well, if you look at the receipt, you know, your mom already knew. No, okay. I'm like, look, don't worry. I have my copy of that tag, because, you know, it was just a day ago. We have them underneath the counter. We keep them there for a long time. That way we can find them easier. And I go, look, read what it says right here. And I go, you see this signature right there? That was your mom's signature. You know, I explained it to her, and she said that yeah, the noise has been there for months already. You know, so I'm sorry, but you know, we didn't do anything wrong to your mom's vehicle. You know, we just did what you wanted, and she knew about the noise. You know, oh, all right. You know, so we always wrote everything down and told the customer, and then make sure that they signed, you know. So we have, you know, proof, so that way, you know, they don't come over here and try to sue us. Like and then one day there was this one customer, and he complained about everything. Hello, good morning, everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button and share it. Hit the reminder so you remind you when I'm on again. Thank you for coming. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So then this other customer, you know, comes in and he was one of those, you know, he complains so he can get free stuff, you know. And of course, you know, this guy complained a lot, you know. I mean, this guy pretty much got banned from all these other places like Winston Tire, Sears, Goodyear, you know. Now he came to us, you know. And I guess he had already been to a bunch of other stores, you know, because this guy, you know, he continuously complained to the company, you know, called the big bosses, you know. They treated me badly. They called me names, you know. He would make up stuff, you know, and I guess they would believe him. So guess what? They give him coupons. So he comes into our store and he goes, hey, you know what? I need a set of 4 tires. So, and he goes, and I got these coupons from your company. Can I use them? Oh, sure. We didn't know the whole story yet. So then this guy, he comes in and he goes, hey, you know what? I want to get 4 tires. And I got these coupons. So, okay. So we looked. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. So basically, he was going to get three free tires installed and everything. And you just have to basically pay for 1 tire, So, and he's all like, oh, no, can't you give me a better deal? Well, sir, you're already getting 3, you're getting 3 tires and this and that. And then I wasn't helping him. It was another, the assistant manager, the senior assistant manager was helping him. And he started getting pretty rowdy and stuff, and started threatening us, and I'm gonna call your company and this and that, and then he started saying like a bunch of bad words, like F this, I'm gonna. And then there was a lady with a little kid, and we said, you know what, sir, you need to calm down and you need to change your attitude, You can't be cussing like that in front of a lady and a child. There was other people in there. Oh, and, sir. If you continue this, we're gonna have to ask you to leave and this and that. And then so this guy, well, you're. So he got to the point where I'm gonna call cops and he called the police department. Because he wanted to make a big scene about it. So then he calls the police department. The police department show up. Oh, what's going on? And then we told him the situation. Well, this guy, he came in and then he started this and that. We told him, you know what, you need to leave and you need to change your language. I mean, even the lady was there and said, because it was a kid and then the cops told him, you know what, you need to leave, dude. Well, I need to get their names and all that. Oh, yeah, they can give you that. So they gave their names and everything, and then the guy, because even our manager, he was an old guy, and he's like, he didn't put up with any shit. Like you start messing with him, he'll just grab you, kick you in the butt, and get out the door. And that's the kind of way he was. So this guy, he calls the cops, and the cops told him, you just see in the sign it says, they have the right to refuse service, they can kick you out. Plus, the way you acted, and you had witnesses, and they all signed the police report and everything, And he left, but guess what? He calls, he calls, and complains to the company that we were racist to him because we were Mexican and he was white and all a bunch of lies, And then we told, because they called us from corporate, the complaint department, they called us and said, you know what, this customer complained, said you guys treated him badly, and we're like, no, because the guy that was helping him was on the phone with him, telling him, no, we treated him nicely. He's the one that started all this crap. He wanted us basically to give him 4 free tires, but he had a coupon for only 3. And well, you need to take care of the customer. I go, well, so what? You want us to just so when he comes in, you want us to just open the register and here, sir, take whatever you need. Want more? Come on. That's what the guy was telling the customer service guy. And we told him, you know what? In fact, we even have a police report of what happened, exactly what happened, because there was customers in here and he started going off. And in fact, he's the one they called the police department, right? And ended up, so they told him, either you leave or we're going to arrest you. So, and apparently this guy done it in different stores too, other companies. They just fed up with him. They banned him. They said, "You come in, we're going to get you arrested for trespassing." So this was his last store. That's it. Nobody's gonna be able to get service anywhere else. Unless he went to another town, maybe. But yeah. So he goes, oh, okay. So they found they found out the truth about it. So they said, oh, okay, we'll talk to him and tell him that's pretty much it. Yeah, because every time you complain, you get more coupon. They basically give him. So then the next day he comes in and he's all changed his attitude. He's all Mr. Nice Guy. Man, he took just 4 tires, paid for one only, but yeah, I mean, some people they just want to take advantage. I mean, I can understand if you go to a store and they treat you badly. Yeah, you should get taken care of, right? I mean, I've been in stores like that, where they treat you badly and. So that customer, we took care of that one, and then you get these other customers, they come in and they wanna put some tires on the vehicle, but then and rims, but then the tires are gonna stick out too far. There's no way. Once you sit in it, the fender's gonna start digging into the sidewalk. So, we tell them, sorry, but, that tire's not going to fit on there unless you either, lift it up a bit, put some spacers in there, but then they're not that great because the spacers will end up, with a bump, when I'm bouncing too much, they'll pop out and it'll end up on top of the tire. Or we told them, you can have the fenders, go to a body shop and they can flare them out, or cut them, do body work pretty much on them. It's all like so we found them the right set of tires and put them on there. And he goes, well, how's it gonna look, and is it gonna work? So, well, look, we put them on there, and we said, well, if you don't like them, we'll put a different one. But he liked them, and then he said, well, you sure it's not gonna rub? I go, okay, well, we can test it, so we got like 4 guys, inside the vehicle. It was a Camaro, it was a 1970s Camaro. And then we're like, okay, well, we went to the parking lot. It was a big mall, and there was a lot of areas no cars. So one of the guys go, hey, you drive. We'll sit in the back. Like, he's all like making donuts out there in the parking lot, turning, making sure, and then with all that weight, make sure that the tires don't rub on it. Then he's like, hey, what do you guys do? Well, we're testing the tires, make sure there's no problem. And then we brought it back, and he's like, yeah, everything's fine. No rubbing problem. Everything is good. It was all okay. The guy was satisfied, with the deal. So took it. Then we had this other lady. She comes in. She had a Chevy truck, V8 engine, and she wanted a tune-up. I mean, not like nowadays. You hardly do anything to the cars. I mean, basically just spark plugs. They don't even have spark plug wires. They, back then you had, cap, rotor, wires, points, condenser, all kinds of different things. And so then she's all like, so we charge so much for the tune-up. Basically just changing eight spark plugs. And I think it was like almost $100 for the tune-up. Those parts and labor. So then, so she's okay. So we put spark plugs in, you know. And the thing is, you always ask kind of like, hey, what's the reason you're doing a tune-up? It's just, so many miles, I haven't done it. Okay. But, you never know. Customers do lie, they're trying to get it all, get something for free, so who knows, the vehicle is running fine, no noise, no nothing. So mechanic goes in there, changes all the 8 spark plugs, and then as soon as, we always, whenever we did anything to any vehicle, we test drive it at least, go around the parking lot, just make sure it's working, and, so the mechanic gets in the car, drives it around. Then on the way back, all of a sudden, boom! Damn, the car turns off. And he's all like, try to start it, and doesn't want to start. So he tells us, hey, I don't know what's going on. The car was running perfect. All of a sudden, the engine stopped. He's all, help me push it back into the shop. So he pushed it back in the shop. And he started checking it out. Found out it was it had this one had fuel injection, but it was throttle body injection, where basically it looks almost like a carburetor, but it has two injectors on top of they were electric, or by electricity it would engage and spray fuel into the engine, into the intake. So the mechanic checked everything, and it was the problem was that the injectors, I guess they went bad. I mean, the truck had a lot of miles on it. So we told the lady, you know what, your injectors went out, and they need to be replaced. And so we got her a price of the injectors and then the labor, And she's, oh, you guys did something to it. You guys messed it up. It was running fine. When they got it in here and this and that. And, she's like, you guys messed it up. No, man. It was running right and everything. But, we didn't touch that part. I mean, he didn't touch that part at all. I mean, all he did was work on the spark plugs. And he just takes the spark plug wire off, takes the spark plug out, puts a new spark plug in, make sure it's gapped properly, and that's it. Started it up. I mean, they were it might have already been bad, and it was on its way out. It might even went out even before you got here. She's all like, oh no, you guys. I'm like, no, I mean, the best we can do. I said, we can charge you just for the part, but we'll give you the labor for free, and then we don't charge you. We didn't even charge you diagnosis, or anything, She's all like, okay, all right, so we took care of it, fixed it. I mean, it wasn't that big of a job, because it was basically, the mechanic's still going to get paid for it, because he's, I want to get paid for it. Well, yeah, don't worry about it. We end up pretty much eating the labor, So then And then we had another customer. He comes in, and he wants his car to pass smog because everywhere else he's gone, they told him, oh, you know what? There's no way he's gonna pass smog because he needs a carburetor on his car, And he's all like, hey, well, I go, you know what? We can try to make it pass, you gotta hook it up and everything. And we told him, well, you know what? We can make it pass, but it's gonna run like crap, So it's like, okay, all right, it's gonna be like it's almost like like turning off, but it would still run. So then the guy goes, oh, okay, yeah. So then the guy goes, oh, well, so we go, hey, here you go, it passed smog, but remember it runs like crap because we had to make it run that badly in order for it to, barely make it pass. Less fuel, coming out of the tailpipe. But he's all like, oh, and then he gets in and he tries to drive off, and it's running like crap, and then he's all like, oh, this thing runs like crap. Well, we did tell you that's what it was going to be, but you wanted it to pass. So you wanted it to pass smog. Well, can't you put it back? I'll even pay for it. I go, see, that's the thing. We can't do that because if we do that, then we have to take back that smog device, the smog check. You can go take it somewhere else and they can do it. Make it run more. Or you can do it. But we can't touch it after we make it pass smog. Okay. So basically, he did that. The guy was happy. And then we had this one. Like I said, we had a bunch of different characters there that worked in the shop. There was this one guy that he got hired, and he was good. He was a good mechanic, but he had a little problem, and the guy, the boss goes, yeah, he's worked for us before, but we had to let him go. But we need a good mechanic, and he is a good mechanic, but he has a little issue that we told him, he had to not do what he was doing, and in customers' vehicles, So they hired him back. This guy, he was quick. He would, because the way the mechanics would get paid, they would get paid by whatever the book said. Like say if a job said it took 8 hours, and you can do it right in six or 5 hours, then you make more money. So this guy, he was always, hustling, he would, knock out 4 tires in alignment, in an hour, and an alignment by itself pays an hour and a half, tires another. So in other words, he'd get 2 hours for an hour of work. So in an 8-hour shift, he always wanted, tires and alignments because, hey, that paid, so basically he works 8 hours, he can make 16 hours, of pay. So, he was a good mechanic. If there was a job, he could do it. Then, but he had that little issue. And I didn't really, they didn't really talk about it. But then, because when he did a job, then he would go test drive the vehicle. And, every time he would test drive a vehicle, we'd say, hey, let's see, keep an eye on him because you know, all of a sudden he's gone. You know, it's like, where's the vehicle? You know, the customer's waiting. You know, he's supposed to be. You know, it's not that long to go test drive and go around there in the parking lot at the mall. You know, make sure it's driving straight and everything like that. Well, so then finally he comes back. It was a long time. What the hell? Everybody was like, "Oh shit! Don't tell me he did it." You know. Then he comes back, gives the customer his keys. They take off. You know, everything's fine. You know, we check out the vehicle, make sure everything's good on it, and the customer the keys. And they're gone, take off. Well, about a couple minutes later, you know, there's a big shopping mall. They have security. They have security in the mall and stuff like that. So I guess one of the customers that was in the mall, they called the security. You know, they called the I think they even got the police involved. You know, so the mall security and police came, and they wanted to talk to well, first security came, then later on they called. I think the police was called, and then we talked to him, dude. Did you do it? He's all like, no, I didn't do nothing. We're like, come on now. And then apparently, customer, because what he used to do, he used to go to the parking lot, park somewhere, and he'd be sitting there looking at the women, you know, and get all excited, I guess, and rub one out, you know, and I guess the person, somebody passed by and saw him, and they reported his butt, and he told him, dude, you were busted once before, and they already told you not to do this, dude. You know, I mean, you're already on that list, you know. Because if you expose yourself or something, you know, you're gonna get in trouble. So the cops came and they're all like, hey, we need to talk to your employee, you know, because this and that, you know, and you know, we have witnesses and this and that, and we told you not to do this, man. But, you know, they ended up firing him. I mean, you know, he was warned before. He was all pissed off and stuff. Oh, no, I didn't do it. I was just tucking in my shirt. Yeah, okay. You know, they go, we can't even. They go, I can't even identify it. It's like, so he got fired. But he's like, geez, you know, don't be doing it. We told him. He didn't listen. You know, he wanted to do that. So, you know, we had to hire another person. You know, he's one of the mechanics. You know, we usually had at least, you know, 2 or 3 mechanics. And then sometimes the thing is, you know, anybody that does brakes on your that's the thing, you know, you have to watch it, because people, you know, when you go to a shop, everybody's supposed to be, whatever job they're doing is supposed to be certified on it, especially anything that deals with like brakes, you know. So they, you know, you can't just have anybody, you know. And then we used to let one of the guys that would just do tires and alignments. Well, not tires and alignments. He would just do our tire guy. We would sometimes, you know, he knew how to do the stuff, but he wasn't certified. But we had the guy that was certified to come and check his work, make sure everything was good. So, you know, that guy's not going to do anything for free either. So, we would pay him, at least part of the job, because it was cheaper because the other mechanic didn't have to get his hands dirty. He would just have to look at it. And, he didn't like it because then he was losing out. But then he was doing we would give him other jobs. But he's all like, hey, you know what? I'm supposed to be getting all the brake jobs and tune-ups and all this, because that's another thing, stuff like that. So we'd have him, check out the work, make sure we didn't want him to, and he would test drive it, make sure it was working fine. But, pay him a little bit. But the other guy pretty much did all the work, That's where we would make up the money on, more profit for the shop. But, that's why we sometimes take care of other customers that, that way it was cheaper for them. We wouldn't lose out because we're paying them by the hour anyway. So, and and then there was this one little old lady that she would come in, yes, I'm here to get my tire, my air tire replaced. Air tire replaced? And ma'am, the air doesn't go bad. No, it does. I'm like, oh. And then the manager, he was there, and he's all like, I'll take care of it. Yeah, then he goes, okay, ma'am, you give me your keys, and then here you gave it to one of the tire guys, and they bring in the car and let out all the tires, out of all the tires, all 4 tires, and we fill them up. And then, but we didn't even charge you for this, But I told the boss, hey, why? Oh, that's the way she is. She's like oil change. She changes the air on the tires every so many miles. So she brings it in, and gotta make her happy. So yeah, so we take care of the tires and fill it up, and so you get some of these kind of people. And then we got a lot of people coming in with when the shop that we worked at. It was Firestone Tires, but it was in the mall. Before it was JCPenney. I don't know how old anybody is in here, but I don't know if you remember, JCPenney's had tires also. It was a tire service. But then, they after a while, I guess it didn't make enough money, so they eliminated the shop, sold all their tire services to Sears, to Firestone. And any warranties that JCPenney had, that's what Firestone signed when they bought them. They got a good deal, but now they signed saying, yeah, we'll take care of any warranties that come up from JCPenney's. And one of the warranties was batteries. Batteries, lifetime warranties. And the way this worked is customer, back in JCPenney's, they all like, hey, I want a battery for my car. Well, back then, batteries weren't that expensive. They were like 20, the cheapest battery, I think, was $20. I think the most expensive was maybe 30 something. But then they did have $100 battery. But the thing with this battery, it came with a lifetime guarantee. If anything, whatever happened to the battery, they these guys, whatever. No, didn't matter what. If it I think even they even cover if it exploded or anything. Pretty much. But a lot of times when they bought these batteries, they didn't tell them what they were going to use it for. But they did have to get a like license plate of the vehicle and the VIN number and stuff like that. They had to bring in their pink slip for the vehicle because that all had to be because they made a big they would make a big warranty paperwork with the customer's name, address, and also the vehicle, VIN number and license plate. Because the customer, the only, when the battery went out, they didn't have to bring the vehicle, but they did have to bring that paper. They had to have the original. They couldn't have a copy of it. They figured these people, they're gonna lose the receipt. It's gonna get destroyed. They figured these people are gonna they're gonna have to buy another one. So that's what JCPenney's was banking on. So, but JCPenney's, they would cover it. So people come in, hey, you know what? I got a lifetime warranty battery. Oh, okay, sir. Well, let me see your paperwork. This guy's had it for 20 years. The battery. So then, okay, then gave him a new battery, and then we had to make sure it was the right battery, the size, because there's really no way to check, because people could actually go to some junk. I had to have the tags, JCPenney tag and everything on it. If it didn't, it would say sorry, it's not gonna fly. So then then once we would stack those batteries in a certain area, because then JCPenney's become their representative. We would give them the list of all the batteries that were taken care of. Because I think JCPenney's would still cover the battery, but we they would pay for the labor if any labor was involved. So then the guy would come count all the batteries. Okay, he'd have a can of a spray can, fluorescent orange, and he would spray X's all over each battery. And then we would the battery guy, to pick up all of our cords and stuff, would pick them up. So that way nobody would, later on, get that, bring that battery, try to bring that battery back and say, hey, I got a JCPenney battery, blah, blah, blah. But, there was a lot of people. I mean, there's people with these, they have these old cars, classical cars. So these guys, they got vehicles that 30 years old, and they're still getting their batteries replaced for free. It was a good deal for the customer if you keep the. And then the thing is, you had to be the original owner. You couldn't go like, hey, you know what, like I have a lifetime, sell the vehicle and then sell the battery warranty with it. Couldn't do that. So, it's like good deal for the customer. So no, it's like. But you get some, and then I told the guy, hey, because this one person, he didn't even have it in a regular vehicle. He was using it as an RV battery, which, of course, that's going to mess up the battery. But JCPenney's, they don't care. They take care of the customer. Okay, well, warranty it, and they keep getting them batteries, free batteries. So then, I'm here almost to work, man. But I got 2 trains here, and luckily they're going fast. So let's get these ones that are like 20 minutes long. going back and forth, back and forth. Jeez, damn, 100, 200 car damn train. Ah, here's the end, fam. Yeah, so you get a lot of those customers. And one time, I remember one time we got this other customer. We get customers that have they have what they're called fleet units. We as like us, security. We have a fleet unit. It's a company vehicle, and they have like a serve. They sell them like a service to them. Basically, you buy the service, and then they get certain services for free. Like flat repairs, towing, um, you know, regular maintenance stuff. But anything major, they ain't gonna cover it. Like if it needs a brake job, that's wear and tear. They'll say, yeah, no, that's wear and tear, and it's not gonna, you can't, it doesn't not covered, so don't do it. So we had a customer come in, and this customer, he had a Ford Taurus, and it was a bad. They should have recalled these. It was Ford Tauruses and Ford, like a minivan that was Aerostars. They had a brake. The brakes had a problem with them. They the brakes, they would lock up. The calipers would lock up, and they would get stuck on the, pressure would be on the rotor, and they'd overheat. And basically on those, when that would happen, you'd have to replace the caliper and then sometimes the rotor if it got damaged. But yeah, so you'd have to change the caliper. That's a lot of money. So we get this Ford Taurus in, that the brakes, like actually they towed it in because the front rotor's locked up. So we took it apart, and then we found out what was wrong with it. And we're like, this is the doggone, this is the let's see who's in here. Let's see, it was Laura, Bubba, Laura, Michael. Hey, Derek, what's up? What's up, man? And Laura, and Fermix, and Angie. Hey, Pepito. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. So then, the thing that was locked up, and then the mechanic goes, "Hey, man, this thing needs brake rotors and calipers." So we call up the fleet department, and hey, you know what? This vehicle got towed in. It needs this, it needs calipers, rotors, from brakes. And we sold the deal, and it had and in fact it had a lifetime warranty on the brakes. But they're not gonna buy that one, So then they're like, oh, just slap some pads on it, and and then let it go. We said, you know what? There's no way this vehicle. Do you understand? The calipers are locked up. You can't push the piston back. You can't. There's no way to put that. The only way this vehicle is going out of here is on a tow truck. And then we told the customer, the customer was right there. We told it. He's all like, all right. So then we went and told the customer, you know what? They don't wanna fix it. Because it costs them too much money. They would rather, get rid of the vehicle and get another one. So they're not gonna fix it. I don't know. You're gonna have to call them up and find out what they're gonna do for you, because vehicle's gonna get. And they said they're gonna tow it out of here. They're not gonna fix it. So the customer was like, oh man, because it's his work vehicle. But hey, so he calls them up. They told him, "Don't worry, we're gonna send him another vehicle, and he was just gonna drive another vehicle, a new one." But yeah, that's the way some places are. They won't repair them. Well, I'm here at work, everyone. Thanks for coming. Whoever came in, thanks for the thumbs up. See you next time. Everybody have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon. God bless everybody. And as Keys always says, call your mama, tell her you love her, because you never know how long she'll be around. Thanks to everyone. Bye. See you next one. Bye bye.